Students, welcome back to the class. We are doing the chapter The Human Eye and the Colorful World, and in the previous classes we have understood that how a ray of light passes through a glass prism, why the white light splits into 7 colors by the glass prism, and based on that we also understood the rainbow formation by the water droplets in the atmosphere. So if you have not gone through the previous videos, go through that so that you can have a good understanding of the concepts. Today we are going to take the new topic we have, that is scattering of light, which is a very unique topic in class 10th, and based on this topic we are able to get some answers like why the sky is blue in color, why the clouds are white in color, and also there is a change in the color of the sun, morning, evening, afternoon you see different colors of sun also, and different colors of traffic light that we are using. Why so? So we are all getting answers based on this topic. So I hope you will be able to understand the concept and you will be able to find interest also. So let's start with the class now. So very first you should know scattering of light is a very advanced topic, and in class 10 we will try to understand a very simple language so that we are able to get some answers, and I hope that will be more than enough for class 10th. So let's take an example. Very first we have one particle in the atmosphere. There are lots of particles but we are just taking one particle. So I'm writing here because I need a space for diagram. So we have one particle and then white light is trying to fall on this particle. So this is white light. Now the size of this particle can be very small. Okay, so if the size of the particle is very small, then it is possible that all the colors of white light may not be able to hit the particle. So that is one thing you should remember. So here we know that is white light is made up of 7 colors. That is 7 different wavelengths we have. Okay, so if you see the sequence, always remember that is it has minimum wavelength, it has maximum wavelength. So the meaning is, the concept is, when the white light will try to hit this small particle which is very small, then out of 7 colors it is possible only few colors are able to hit this particle depending upon their wavelength. Okay, and few colors may not be able to hit the particle. So two possibilities we have. So just take an example, violet, indigo, blue and green are able to hit this particle, and once they will hit, they will also get deviated from the path. So these arrow marks I am showing you, that is these 4 colors which are deviated from their path because of the particle, because these 4 colors are able to hit this particle. So we can say overall this phenomena is nothing but the scattering. Okay, I'll give more explanation. And rest 3 colors may not be able to hit and may pass straight away. So no deviation. So no deviation for yellow, orange and red. Just take an example. Okay. So 2 things are possible here at a time. When the white light will fall on the particle, then out of 7 colors, few colors will deviate from their path because they are able to hit the particle, and if they are able to deviate from their path because of this particle, we can say the scattering of light has been taken place for those colors. So we can say these colors are scattered by the particle, and few colors may not be able to hit the particle and they may remain undeviated, that is they may pass straight away, or we can say there is no deviation and there is no scattering. So we can say here in this case, let's say, take an example, yellow, orange, red are unscattered. And these are scattered. So scattered which color? That is violet, indigo, blue, green. I'm just taking the example. Okay, so it may be possible one color may be only scattered, 2 colors may be scattered, 3 colors may be scattered. Okay, so always remember this concept. Whenever white light will try to hit the particle, out of 7 colors, few colors may be scattered, that is they may get deviated from the path because of this particle. Some colors may remain undeviated. So the colors will remain undeviated. We can say they are called unscattered light. The colors which are deviated from the path, they are basically called scattered light. So just remember this concept. So overall we can say scattering of light is nothing but the deviation of the light because of some particle in the atmosphere. That's it. Okay, so overall the students get confused with the scattering and the reflection. They are not same thing, that you have to remember. So I hope the diagram is clear. So we can say overall a simple diagram if we try to make. So we have the particle, white light is falling, and then out of 7 colors, some colors are getting deviated from the path. So this I'm making the final diagram. So this is called scattered light. Okay, and this particle is given the name called scatterer. So that you have to remember. So the term you should remember. So the colors which are getting deviated from the path because of this particle, they are called scattered light, and the particle which is responsible for it is also called scatterer. Okay, so let's write a definition for it. Then we'll try to compare also which colors are deviated, why and all. That is going to discuss also. So we can say the ray of light gets deviated from its path in all direction due to small particles in the atmosphere this phenomenon is scattering. So this is the first thing we need to understand. So overall we can say scattered light, and the particle is called scatterer. I'm writing this also here so that you can have a understanding of this. And then we'll try to discuss two different theories. Theories are given which will help us to understand the concept why and all. Okay, so the particle which scatters the light is called scatterer. So now we understood the meaning of scattering briefly and the scatterer. So overall the very simple understanding we have, that is, the light is falling on this particle, few colors will be scattered, few colors will remain unscattered. Okay, so this is the scattered light, and the straight one which is shown here, it is unscattered. So both things are possible, and both will help to understand different natural phenomena. Sometimes we are able to receive scattered light, sometimes we are able to receive unscattered light also, and depending upon we are able to see different colors in the nature. So both things will help us, so that you remember. So scattered light will be scattered means in all the direction, unscattered will pass straight away without any deviation. So sometimes you may receive unscattered light, sometimes you may receive a scattered light, and depending upon you may see different colors in the nature. So we'll see. So very first thing is overall if you compare the different colors, that is brief knowledge you should have here. That is, we know the violet has a minimum wavelength and red color has maximum wavelength, and we know if you move from violet to red color, the wavelength will increase. So in general, if the particle is very small in size, in that case most probably the colors of less wavelength will be scattered, colors of longer wavelength will be unscattered. So only thing you have to remember, that is, the wavelength of the color may be large enough that can be longer than the dimension of the particle. In that case the color will not be able to hit the particle. So if the wavelength of the color is longer than the dimension of the particle, in that case it will remain unscattered, and the colors having less wavelength, that is very close to the wavelength is very close to the size of the particle, in that case they will hit the particle and they will also get scattered. So here one thing you have to remember, that is longer wavelengths or we can say light of longer wavelengths are mostly unscattered. That you have to remember. For example, red, orange, yellow, most of the time they may remain unscattered, and light of shorter wavelength are mostly scattered. So this is the next thing you have to remember. Okay, so I hope you understood. If 7 colors will fall on this particle, then all the 7 colors may not be scattered. Most of the time the colors of less wavelength will be scattered, will be able to hit the particle and they will get deviated. Longer wavelengths will not be even able to hit the particle and they may move straight away without any deviation, that is, they may remain unscattered. So this is the one concept we have. So that you have to remember. Okay, now move to the next thing we have, that is, if the light is scattered, for example, these are the colors which are scattered, and this scattered color is a combination of, for example, violet, indigo, blue and green. Okay, so arranged colors are left here, that is yellow, orange, red colors are unscattered, so they will pass straight away. Now these colors are scattered, that is violet, indigo, blue and green, and you know these colors will combine together. Okay, so overall once the colors will be scattered, out of these 4 colors, which color will be visible to you, which color will have more intensity, which color will have less intensity. For that also we have one theory that will help us to understand that if the light is scattered by the particle, then in that case which color will be mostly visible to you. Out of these 4 colors, it may be possible only visible, the visible color is violet, maybe just indigo, maybe just blue, depending upon some concept that we are going to understand now. So now we are going to talk about this scattered light only, not about the unscattered light. So that is, for that we have a theory called Rayleigh theory, that is given by the scientist itself. So this theory is going to give you the answer, that is, if the different colors are scattered by the particle, then in that case which color will have more intensity. Okay, so this theory is valid only if we are talking about the scattering of light by very small particles. So we have some condition, and it says that if x is very small as compared to wavelength. Now what is x? Where x is the dimension of scatterer, that is the size of the particle. So we have to remember this condition. So very first, this theory is valid only if the particle is very small, that is smaller than the wavelength of the light which are scattered by the particle. So if this is very small, then in that case, out of different colors which is scattered, the color which will have maximum intensity will depend on the wavelength, that is, it is reciprocal of the 4th power of wavelength. So let me explain it again. Now just take an example. These 4 colors are scattered and these 4 colors are having different wavelength. Now we know if we compare the wavelength of violet, indigo, blue and green, so violet will have minimum wavelength and green will have maximum wavelength. Now if we compare just 4 colors which are scattered, according to Rayleigh theory, it says that very first it is only applicable when you talk about the scatterer which is very small as compared to the wavelength of the light. Okay, in that case, out of the scattered light, the one which will have minimum wavelength, you can see the intensity of the light is proportional to 1 by wavelength power 4. So the intensity of the light will be maximum of the scattered light which will have minimum wavelength. So that is how we are able to get the answer, that is, if different colors are scattered, out of different colors which are scattered, the one which will have minimum wavelength will be having maximum intensity. So it is possible 4 colors are scattered at a time, but out of these 4 colors, maybe only violet is visible to you, maybe only indigo is visible to you at a time, maybe the combination of violet and indigo is there, but the intensity of violet will be more as compared to intensity of the indigo. Maybe blue color will also have some intensity, green color may not be visible to you. So even it is scattered, but since this the green has a quite longer wavelength as compared to the violet, indigo and blue, in that case these 3 colors will have more intensity as compared to the green. So out of these 4 colors, only 2 or 3 colors may be visible to you. So Rayleigh theory simply says that out of scattered light, the one which will have minimum wavelength will have maximum intensity. Okay, so that you have to remember. So let's write down where IS is the intensity of scattered light. So let's summarize this concept again. That is, if the white light will hit the particle, then different colors will be scattered. Out of different scattered color of light, the one which will have minimum wavelength will have maximum intensity. So just take an example. If you have different four colors, violet, indigo, blue and green colors, which are scattered by the particle, then in that case it is understood from this equation or from this relation that most of the time the violet color, indigo color will have more intensity as compared to blue and green. So if these four colors are scattered, you may not be able to see green color, you may not be able to see blue color, or may be visible to you, but the intensity of the violet and indigo may be more as compared to the green. So that is given by the relay. So I hope you understood the relay scattering. That is, if the particle is very small, in that case only selected colors will be deviated from their path, and which color will have more intensity after scattering will depend on their wavelength. Now we are moving to the next part. That is the next theory we have, that is called Mesh scattering, and that is another explanation is given for the scattering of light. That is, if the size of the particle is quite big as compared to the wavelength. That is, if you have this particle big enough and then white light will fall on it such that the wavelength of this will be bigger than the dimension of the particle will be bigger than the wavelength, then in that case what will happen? So the previous theory was based on if the particle size is very small, that is very small as compared to the wavelength of light. Here this theory is given if the particle size is big enough as compared to the wavelength of light, then what will happen? So in this case, this theory says that if the size of the particle is big enough as compared to the wavelength of the light, then in that case all the colors are scattered equally. That is one thing you have to remember, forming white light again. So already understood, if the size of a particle is quite big enough, so all the 7 colors will be able to hit the particle, and once it will hit, all the 7 colors will be deviated together. And if all the 7 colors will remain together in all the direction, again it will form the white light only. So white light will hit the particle, entire white light will be deviated from the path and it will remain white. In the previous case, the particle was very small in size as compared to the wavelength, so only selected colors were deviated from the path, and out of those selected colors which are deviated, the one which will have less wavelength will have more intensity as compared to the other. So I hope you are able to differentiate the Mesh scattering and relay scattering. They are not same. So relay scattering is only when the particle size is very small, when only selected colors will have the scattering. Mesh scattering is when the particle size is big enough. In that case, all the colors will be scattered together in all direction, forming white light only. Okay. So based on these two theories, that is relay and the Mesh scattering, will get some answers of some questions like the color, the sky color, the cloud color, how they are different from each other, and for that we have to wait for the next class. In the next class we are going to discuss some natural phenomena based on the scattering of light, and I hope you will find interest in the class. So for today it's done. Just take care, be at home. Thank you and Hari Om.